Listen to me, not as background noise, not while scrolling, not half present. Listen properly, because this is not another video telling you to believe in yourself. You've had enough of that already. This video is going to be a reminder of something you've already know, but you've just been avoiding. You were not put here on this earth to just drift and be average. You were not built to live your life half awake, half going through the motions. You were not designed to tolerate a life that feels small, frustrating and misaligned. And yet, if you're honest, that's exactly what you've been doing, and that's exactly what you've been settling for. Not because you're weak, not because you're incapable, but because at some point you stopped demanding more of yourself. Somewhere along the line, you lowered your standard and you just said to yourself that I'm just being realistic. So you told yourself, I'll sort it out soon. I'll lock in when things calm down. I'll get myself in order when I've got time. And those words quietly became a prison that you keep yourself in with nice Wi-Fi. Here's the truth. The fire you're waiting for doesn't arrive on its own. It's built one decision at a time, one disciplined day stacked on another, one habit, one action at a time, one moment where you decide to choose action over comfort and build the momentum. Because right now, the gap between who you are and who you know you could be is exactly what's hurting you. That gap where the frustration lives. That gap is where the restlessness sits. That gap is exactly why you feel like you're wasting something precious. Because let's be honest, you don't hate your life, you're just not really excited by it. You hate that you're not fully showing up to it as the best version of yourself. And that pain that you feel, that's not a flaw, that's not something to be scared of. That's your conscience. That's the part of you that refuses to die quietly as an average, mediocre man. You don't need to be louder. You don't need to be more confident. You don't even need to feel ready. You just need to decide. To decide that from this moment forward, moving on, you are done negotiating with the man in the mirror. You need to decide that you will live by structure, not mood, not motivation. Live by standards and not feelings, by actions and not intentions, what you say you're going to do, because motivation fades. Discipline builds identity. Because every time you do what you said you would do, said you will do, something inside you changes. You might not notice it immediately, but your self-respect starts to grow. Your posture changes, your voice steadies, your mind quiets, and that's exactly what confidence really is. It's not hype, it's evidence. And evidence is built daily, bit by bit, brick by brick, week by week. Because you don't rise to the levels of your goals and your targets, you fall to the levels of your systems and your habits. So if your life feels chaotic, inconsistent, directionless, the answer isn't more inspiration, it's containment. Clear rules, clear routines, clear non-negotiables. Because structure is not restriction. Structure is freedom. Freedom from indecision. Freedom from self-doubt. Freedom from waking up every day asking, should I today? Should I not? Because you already know what you should do. The only question is whether you'll do it even on the days when it feels boring, like it's not working. Even when it feels like nobody's watching and clapping for you. Even when it doesn't feel heroic. That's where real legendary men are made. Not in the big moments, but in the quiet, unglamorous consistency. So let me tell you something so important, it's easy to look over. The life you want is not on the other side of some massive breakthrough. It's on the other side of daily integrity and daily actions that keep the momentum building regardless. Keeping promises to yourself, honouring your word, showing up when it'd be so much easier not to. That's exactly how alignment is built. And alignment changes absolutely everything. Your energy improves, your relationships improve, your work improves, your sense of purpose sharpens. Not because the world changed, but because you did. If you're listening to this and something in you feels activated, please don't ignore that. Click the link in the description and get a free copy of the Become Unfuckwithable Blueprint, because that feeling is rare. Most men numb it. They scroll past it, they drown it out, they go back to sleep. But you don't have to. You can choose differently today. And like I say, the Become Unfuckwithable Blueprint is free, and the link's in the description to this video. It's time for you to draw a line in the sand and say, this is the day where I stop drifting. That's why I built the Become Unfuckwithable Blueprint in the first place, because it changed my life and so many of my clients. It's not motivation, it's a daily operating system, and it shows you how to structure your days so your life actually moves forward. Mentally, physically, financially, daily, mental and physical growth, because it's simple on purpose, because complexity is another way that we avoid action. So click the link and download the blueprint and apply it seriously. And if you really know you need the pressure, the accountability and the clarity, then book a power hour breakthrough call with me. The link's also there. One focused hour that strips away excuses and locks in your structure and sets a direction that actually holds. No pep talk, no hand holding, just truth and a plan. Because here's the final thing I want you to hear. You don't need permission to become who you know you are. You don't need validation. You don't need approval. You don't need to wait. You need to act like your life matters, because I promise you it does. And when you start growing and building the momentum, you start to really love yourself and feel excited about yourself. And every day you carry on delaying it, you're teaching yourself that you don't matter. So it's time to stand up tall, stick your chest out, take responsibility, install the daily structure and become the man that your future self will thank you for and be proud of. So download the blueprint, book the power hour call if you're serious. The links are in the description. This is your moment. Not because it feels good or you're going to get hit with some motivational feeling, but because you're done living beneath your potential. Now it's time to move. So I'll see you in the next video.